Okay, so we basically set the plug into the board, let it cure in the sun, and now I'm just going to put some fiberglass over the top. Because this is a bigger board, really boards over 7 feet, we're recommending just glass them in, put fiberglass over the top to make them totally secure for big waves. But short boards, you can pretty much just set it into the board and you're good to go. So I'm just going to basically put some resin on this. It's good to sometimes tape the plug, the top of the plug too, but in this case I didn't. Basically fill all the holes with resin, then I'm going to lay the piece of cloth over it. Take my cloth, cut a little hole in my cloth so it fits around the top of the plug. And then basically I'm just going to kind of work it down and have it hopefully sit on the plug here, and basically glass the board, or the plug to the board. And I'll come back with my brush here and just make sure I got enough resin here on all the glass and work all my air bubbles out. And once I've worked my air bubbles out, I can put this thing back in the sun. Basically just getting all the resin around it. Making sure there's good adhesion to the board. And any excess resin can be sanded off later, so I'm not really worried about it. That's about it. And then I'll basically go put it in the sun, and then I'm going to show you these other boards. Just leave this right here. That'll go off pretty quickly, and then I just wanted to show these different types of boards here. So this board basically had a really thin tail. So in this case I didn't glass over the top. It's a short board, it's only 6'6". Just embedded the plug into the board and just lightly sanded the edges. This one we used epoxy on it and epoxied it in. Just a 2-part epoxy that dries in 5 minutes really quickly. So routed out the slot, dropped it in, and let it dry, and then did a light sand, and it's held in pretty good waves. And this board here, kind of the same thing. You know, it's just a Minami fish, and basically we hand routed this out, dropped it in. It's flush to the deck here, and then we used epoxy. Once the epoxy dried, we basically shaped the back edge of the plug and conformed it to the board, and it's held really strong. And then lastly, this board here, let me bring this over here. So this board is I think it's an 8.2, and the guys at Patagonia glassed the plug into the deck of the blank and then fiberglassed it over. So the plug was set in the blank, and then they glassed over it and then sanded down the top lip and sanded down the back lip. This makes it basically rock solid. This is, I mean, it's a part of the board. There's fiberglass all the way around the plug. That thing is not going to come out no matter what, and it's just, I think it's a perfect install. And then really quick to thread this, basically we're using parachute cord. You can buy it at CVS or Long's. It's basically 550-pound test parachute cord. Burn the edges, cut it to your desired length, and you basically feed it in the back. The snug is tight, but you use an FCS key or a future fin key, and basically just push it through, and you pull out the top. I like putting the key in here so it doesn't pull the thing through all the way. Just make a knot at the top. Just make a knot, pull through like that, and attach your leash right here, and you're ready to go. Let's see if this thing is dry over here.